WD18 here with Nikil for an end of season review, mate. It's been a long one, lots of ups and downs, but we finally made it to the end and we're back safe in the Premier League for next season.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not my ideal season, if we put it that way, because I thought this season would be the season where we would get top 10 or even higher, maybe top 8, but it didn't go that way, since when we slipped up, which in my opinion was after the Chelsea game away.
Chelsea away, yeah,
Chelsea
with Marco Silva.
With Marco Silva, because at that time rumours were flying about him possibly moving to Everton and their interest, and also just Richarlison. You could tell his performances, our best players, and it didn't kind of really go our way, to be fair. And you know what, it just
kind of lagged a bit after the halfway mark.
After that, and then I kind of lost hope. We all lost hope because we were looking up, and then obviously after a downfall we're happy that we're up and safe now, but that's not what I wanted anyway. So, but we're safe, but we need to, it's about moving on now, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's go back to the start of the season. It was a brilliant first about 6 or 8 games, whatever it was, unbeaten away until Chelsea away, scoring goals left, right and centre. Decore was on form, Richarlison was singing. It was all going well under Marco Silva. It
was, and I thought that put his Everton side away, like to the other side. I think he's a top manager. Okay, I think you got two aspects of being a manager, in my opinion. You've got your the way you are as a manager, like your personality and your
like whether you're Klopp or Mourinho or something like that.
Yeah, and Silva, I'm not going to say he's like Mourinho because this is only one thing with Everton that's happened, but the way he is, like, he's maybe not in press conferences and that like Mourinho. He talks too much, but he's a bit more.
He's a good man manager, isn't he?
That's what I'm saying. His football management skills are brilliant, but he's too selfish. He thinks that he's made it. It's like, you know, when a player
gets too big-headed.
Yeah, comes out of academy, plays 10 games, and thinks they've made it. And I quote Troy Deeney on this. He's saying that unless you've played a whole season, you haven't made it. Like, it's only 10 games. So in the same instance with Marco Silva, he hasn't made it, and then he thinks that just because he's won a few games with Watford, he thinks he's it. But as a football manager, I think if everything went the right way, we could have got top 10, and then we could have maybe got top 4 in 2-3 years if we kept him. But to be fair, I think he's got the ability of a Mourinho, but like I said, his second part of football management, his ego and his selfishness, he needs to change that, because you can't be selfish.
Okay, I'm just going to move this. Keep recording. I'm just going to move it where I can see it so it don't get nicked. Cheers, Jeff. Right.
Ready, yeah?
Yeah. So then obviously Marco Silva leaves, is sacked after the Leicester game. You get Javi Gracia coming back in. What was your impressions then on that day? Because we were on a downward spiral. I
didn't want Javi Gracia, to be fair. I wanted someone at that moment of time, like who we all knew, Premier League experience. People all know I want a big name, but realistically we're not going to get that. So I wanted someone like, who was free at that time? Let's see, Bilic. I wanted someone like Slavan Bilic, or someone, can't really think on top of my head, but someone well known. But
there were a few managers kicking about. The names have been suggested. Obviously now we've got people like Pellegrini, who are free and stuff like that, proven Premier League winner actually. But yeah, it was a weird appointment considering he didn't have any Premier League experience. But we seemed to start well, if you ignore the Southampton game, because he hadn't really had time with the squad.
Yeah.
And that 4-1 at Chelsea, let's talk about that.
Well, that was brilliant. I mean, this is the way I define Javi Gracia. I mean, he kept us up, don't get me wrong, which the Pozzers asked him to do, and at that moment of time we had to do as a football club to avoid relegation. But however, he won one game, brilliant, but he didn't do, we just got kept up, but there was some silly results. That point of winning 1-0 and then conceding, always, that trait carried on from Silva, in my opinion, so towards the end of Silva anyway. So I think that...
You're putting that down to the players though, or the manager, because at the end of the day the manager can't kick the ball.
No, he can't kick the ball, but would I see for example, Arsene Wenger doing that? Okay, maybe towards the end of Arsenal, yes, but at a new club.
Yeah.
So I think he's kept us up. We have to move on and we have to look at what he did, which has kept us up. Fair plays. But I think we need to literally change our manager now. I wouldn't stick with Javi Garcia.
Oh really? That was the question I was going to pose to you. What are we doing this summer in terms of our manager?
Well, look at West Ham. Today I got a notification that is soon going to be announced, Manuel Pellegrini.
Yeah.
Now, I'm getting a bit jealous because West Ham are going for Manuel Pellegrini. They kept trying with like David Moyes and that it didn't
And Benitez.
work. Benitez as well. But I think we need to go in. I really want us, and I'm not just saying this because I'm over ambitious, but I'm ambitious. I want us to go in for top 8 next year, and I think Arsene Wenger can do that.
We've seen it with Burnley's Sean Dyche. Does that mean then you're suggesting Arsene Wenger comes to Watford?
Well, I think so, because he's free, but realistically I don't know whether it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I want Arsene Wenger. I want like someone like Bilic or someone like that, because look at next year is going to be very, very difficult. If Pellegrini comes in, let's say take out the top 6 for now.
Yeah.
Let's look at.
It's all about that second league anyway. That's what the chairman was saying to Scott Duxbury at the fans forum. You know, he said it's about coming in those top 3 of the second league and looking to push on to top 10 in Europe.
That's what I mean, and that's what I'm saying.
Look at Burnley.
Look at Burnley. Dyche. Pellegrini comes in. The reason our problem with our management is because we haven't appointed one in the right place, and we appointed Silva, which was a good call, but like I said, of the problem, that's why I didn't succeed. But apart from that, I don't think we appointed the right manager, and I think we really needed to appoint the right manager. So now I think Gracia should go, start fresh. If you want to look for top 8, get Arsene Wenger in, get Slavan Bilic in, get a medium bigger name, because we're not going to get Ancelotti's, we're not going to get that. So someone like Bilic, because he done it with West Ham in his first season at Bolayan. So yeah, I think we need to move forward now, get a half decent manager, because Wenger will bring in the youth, like we all want. He'll bring stability. He'll bring experience, definitely 22 years. And there's debate. Okay, there's so much debate. Will he cut it in the Premier League again? But he was at Arsenal too long. He
lost the momentum.
It was the same old thing. Same training, same this, because I've heard as well. So he needs a new start. My man is Arsene Wenger, and I really think we should bring him in.